Hey,
Hey,
look who it is. Adam Hirschhorn's back this week.
I am back this week. I am back. So, Mike, it's been another week.
Now,
We're here in Jersey, and we were told that we have 30 more days.
30 more days. It's like Groundhog Day all over again. This is going to be great.
That's
okay.
it.
We're hanging in. Adam, we got a great show tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and joining. Of course, tomorrow night we have Bruce Willis on the show. We have, who do we have on the show tomorrow? I don't remember. Don't worry about tonight. Tonight we got a great show. We got a great show. We have Bucky Dent on the show tonight. We have Ryan Carnes on the show tonight. And we have our good friend Justin Biltonen on the show tonight. It's going to be a great show. Justin's going to be performing later. You don't want to miss that one. I got a couple shout outs, Adam. I know, first of all, before I start the show tonight, I know we've had a couple great sponsors over the weeks, and Trading Post Jerky has been a great sponsor, but they disappeared. Trading Post Jerky has gone awry. So today I picked up this myself, Golden Island pork jerky Korean barbecue, just to piss Jason off from Trading Post Jerky.
I hope he's watching, because you know we're gonna get like 3,000 bags of jerky next week. Yeah. So
we could really use some beef jerky. But a couple shout outs really quick. I got Tim O'Brien from Fox West Texas checking in tonight. Marissa Jenkins, our former vice president of Hometown Heroes. Our good friend Mike Fury, of course, Captain Bill Kringle from Alaska Airlines is watching all the way from somewhere on the West Coast, I think Seattle. Tommy John checking in. Tommy John and Cheryl. I got to say hi. Tommy's a good friend and a great fan. He's been checking us out every week, and I'm a big fan of his. So this works out really well, of course. Andy Kness from our baseball team, the Yankees camp. Of course, Bob Shepard checking in. We had Bob on a couple weeks ago. Bob was a great guest. He just texted me and said, What? And Jeff Kerr, of course, who's anxious to see Justin Biltonen from Three Doors Down. So, Adam, your week's going okay? No kidney stones this week?
No. That was a few weeks ago, and I can't believe these episodes keep on going. And another big shout out to our producer and who really line up our guests week to week, along with yourself, Bill Francis. Shout that guy out. So I want Bill to be a little happy, because he loves hearing his name.
Well, yeah, he does. But he guest hosted for you last week. So he
did. So Bill, thank you so much for taking my place. Had a little bit of, craziness in my home. This quarantine is making us nuts. So Bill, you're more than welcome to take my seat anytime.
We want to thank everybody for joining us every week, as we always do. As we're locked in quarantine, we're going to try and fill your weeks with some fun and stay relevant. Of course, Hometown Heroes established in 2008, given away over $3 million so far. You helped over 10,000 people with all of your generous help out there, and we couldn't do that without the generous heroes in the community. So we thank you. We thank you for tuning in, and hopefully once we get through this, we can get back to our normal routine, which will be doing this live from studios with 400 guests and packing them in the house. So we'll get back there at some point, but for right now, it's another 30-day lockdown. I'm wondering what they're doing down in Florida. I know Bucky Dent can fill us in on that. And I think Bucky is with us now. You want to bring Buck in? Wait, well, let's quickly, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know who doesn't know who Bucky Dent is. Bucky Dent is, I'm a big fan of big Yankee guys. Everybody knows. Bucky's got 2 World Series, 1977, 1978. He's, of course, famous for that 1978 tie-breaking home run against the Boston Red Sox. And there's Buck right there. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Of course, he was the World Series champ in 1978 and manager of the Yankees. We have lots to talk about. So you got Bucky Dent. Let's bring Bucky in.
Bucky, if you're there, we're ready for you. Here you go.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. Perfect.
There you go.
We never can hear our friend Bill Francis, but we hear you, Bucky.
Well, that's great, man. Yeah, I'm down here in Florida. We're all quarantined. Been doing a lot of bike riding with my wife, a lot of walking, and learning how to grill a little bit better. So we're just staying home.
Well, I like the fact that you have the appropriate hat on. We had Adrian Zemet on last week from Greece too, and he had a Cubs shirt on, so we had a little fun with him. But we were going to talk Yankees today.
There you go. Let's go. Let's talk about the Yankees. They're my favorite team when I was growing up. As a kid, Mantle was my hero, and I got to play with some great players, win a couple championships, and just loved every minute of it.
Yeah. Obviously, we talked before a little bit. We were talking about everybody knows Bucky Dent, and of course, you wound up with this nickname after this home run, especially in Boston. And I was down at Yankees camp. It's funny. I was talking to Mike Torres a couple months ago, and we were talking about that famous home run. And Mike said, you forget that I played for the Yankees, but he's famous for that one scene where you hit the home run off him in 1978.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. We've done a lot of things over the years, and people do forget about that. In '77, he was on the mound in Game 6, and I'll never forget it. I tell the story all the time about standing there, just remembering the year before when Chambliss hit the big home run, and all the people rushed the field, and him telling the story about having to come back out and touch home plate. So I'm standing at shortstop, and the last outs popped up a bunt. I think I forgot who popped it up, but I'm running for the mound, and before I could get there, I think there was like 1,000 people already beat me to it. So running for my life. But Mike was a true competitor, a great teammate, and we talk all the time. We stay in touch all the time. He lives in Florida too. He lives over in the Tampa area, and just a great guy.
You're on the East Coast, right?
I'm on the East Coast, yeah.
Okay. And how are you dealing with all this? I know this is nuts for everybody right now. I know Florida's a little bit less affected than Jersey, but you guys were expected to be one of the epicenters, and it really hasn't gotten that way. How are you dealing with this?
Well, we're doing good. And, I think our governor did a tremendous job. He went right after, protecting the nursing homes and the assisted living. And, he's just done a fantastic job. I think our state's starting to slowly open back up, and, we get out and we do things, but we're still very, very careful. We have to wear a mask and protect ourselves, with a lot of different things. So, but it is slowly opening up, and I can't wait because it's been a long time.
Yeah, we all need to get back out there. I know, it's been tough for obviously sports fans in general, but baseball. There's some talk. I read an article today where some of the owners were speculating that maybe ownership wouldn't even have a season because they're worried about player contracts and cutting those, and there'd be some kind of a dispute between the players union and ownership. Have you heard about anything about that?
No, I've just heard a little bit about what you guys have been hearing about, trying to work all the logistics out of protecting the players, protecting the fans, what they should do. Nobody really has a solid plan yet. And you keep hearing, well, they're going to try and open spring training in the cities and, open the season July 4th, but, nothing's solid yet. So it's all speculation.
Yeah. Brian Hoke was on our show a couple of weeks ago. He's the MLB writer for the Yanks. I think he probably gets a shout out every single show. We were trying to discuss that. He's still in Tampa. He's still there. I guess hopeful that this thing will start to turn around, but no one knows.
No one knows. And he's good. I like Brian. He's awesome. I listen to him all the time.
Yeah, I'll relay that. He's going to get a kick out of that today.
He'll see this when we post this up if he's not watching already. So
well, good. I'll break his chops next time I see him.
Awesome. You better be.
I know Adam has that we talked about that 1970 home run, and I have, my teammates here in New Jersey wanted me to ask you about that. Adam's got the video, if you wouldn't mind maybe just reminiscing with us with that.
Oh, sure. I love talking about that game. That was one of the greatest games played. And, it seemed like the whole world stopped to watch. Here we go, right here. Here we go. Deep to left.
Over the monster.
Oh, yeah. I tell everybody I hit it about 500 feet, but I think it just made it over the fence. But that's all that counts. But, I tease Mike Torres, Mickey Rivers and I, because I used Mickey Rivers' bat in that, plate appearance. And I broke my bat earlier in the game, I'd been using a bat that I'd used in batting practice, and I cracked it, and it was Mickey's because I said, "Hey, homie, can I use your bat?" And I've been scuffling a little bit, so she said, "Yeah." So when I came up, I picked the wrong bat out, and thank God I fouled the ball off my foot, and I went back, and as I was getting some spray on my leg, he walks over and goes, "Hey, homie, you got the wrong bat. Use this one," And so I'm not thinking. So I'm starting to walk up to the plate, and the bat boy come up, gave me the bat. And about 10 years ago, we were at Old Timers Day, and Mike was lockering right next to us, and somebody had broke a bat and said it was corked, you know. And I looked at Mickey and I started laughing. I said, "Hey, Mickey, what if we told Mike that bat you gave me was corked?" And he went nuts. Oh, I knew there was something wrong, you know. And I said, "No," I said, "We're just teasing, you know." I said, but the bat wasn't corked, you know, but it was Mickey Rivers' bat.
Yeah, Mickey actually has been, he took credit for that again this year at Yankees camp. He loves to tell that story, how it was his, he takes credit for your home run. So just so you know.
Oh yeah, he's my homie. We go way back. You know, we played football against each other in high school, and you know, he was a year ahead of me in college, and I used to go over and watch him play all the time. And you know, we just have a good time when we get together because he's one of the funniest guys I ever played with.
Yeah, Mickey's a good guy. He holds court down at Yankee Fantasy Camp every year, and it's always a treat to see Mickey in his robe doing his thing down there.
Oh, well, he's the judge, man, and if you talk back, he'll bang you. And Oscar was his buddy. You know, we lost Oscar this past year, and what a tremendous guy he was. You know, he's another guy that could just, you know, light up a team with some of the things that he says. And with those two, court and an attorney, when you get into a little bit of trouble, look out, because Mickey was going to bang you on the head a little bit more.
Yeah, the worst is having El Duque as a translator. You probably get that.
Oh yeah.
Later.
Yeah. So Bucky, I'm sorry, I put up a picture of you and Reggie Jackson a little earlier. We were speaking about Mickey. Can you tell us what happened at this moment?
I think that was at the end of the World Series in '78. It could have been that one, or it could have been in Boston. But you know, Reggie was a great teammate. Loved playing with him. Big time game player, and you know, we had a lot of great years together. And I see Reggie in New York, and I see him in spring training sometimes when I go over there. And you know, he was just a really great teammate.
Yeah. What's really funny, we have people tuning in, and somebody just wrote this: Amanda danced with Mickey Rivers at a bar mitzvah 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, Mickey and I did one this past November. We did a bar mitzvah over in New Jersey, and his wife and my wife, we all went over there, and we had a good time that night. It was a lot of fun.
So that's what I do. My bread and butter. That's my living. I'm a DJ entertainer, and I do bar mitzvahs. So
there you go.
So that's what I do. So and Mike just drinks at the bar, but
that's not bad. I mean, you know,
no, not at all.
That's not bad at all. Go up there and have a couple drinks. You know, I mean, then you start loosening up, and you get out on the dance floor, and I could see you going at it.
That's it.
White Claw right here.
There you go.
And I'm drinking my Coke. So
and I'm drinking cranberry juice, and this is good for those kidney stones you got.
Thanks. Yeah.
I need this to deal with it. I got to give a quick shout out to Jeannie Conway, who's watching, because she never watches the show, but when she heard you were on today, she started gushing about how you were her favorite player. So she's watching and tuning in and shouting out. So I'm going to say hi to Jeannie and Bucky. So you got a lot of fans out there, of course. Now, you know, there you go. Now I've been a Yankee fan all my life. So of course I remember, you know, all of the golden years in the 70s and 80s. When you managed, let me go back really quick. When did you know that you were going to be, baseball was your thing? Was it high school? Was it, you know, before that, college?
No, actually it was my senior year. I played all sports, you know, because it was a little bit different back then. We played football, baseball, basketball, whatever, you know, we had a ball in our hands, we played. But I liked football a whole lot more than I did baseball. But in my senior year, I got, you know, some offers to play football, but you know, my high school team won a state championship in baseball, and I started thinking, you know, I think I can go a little bit farther in baseball. And so my brother actually talked me into, you know, get your glove and spikes and go play baseball. And I got a scholarship to Miami-Dade North Junior College. I played for one of the great coaches, Hall of Famer, Dr. Demi Maneri. And then, you know, there's some great players that came out of that school, you know, Steve Carlton, Mickey Rivers, you know, ODB McDowell. So, I mean, I had a great track record. And so I chose to play baseball.
Okay. And how did that progress? College into
Well, I played 1 year junior college. I got drafted by the Cardinals out of high school, but everybody thought I was going to play baseball. And back then they had 2 drafts. They had a June draft and a January draft. If you didn't sign in June, you went in what they called a secondary phase in January. And the Cardinals drafted me again. And again, I chose to go ahead and play the year. And then in June, I got drafted by the Chicago White Sox, and I wound up signing and started my career in the White Sox organization in the Gulf Coast League, and worked my way to up through A-ball, and that's where Goose Gossage and I became roommates, along with Terry Forster, one of the great left-handers, pitched for the White Sox and the Dodgers, and we all were roommates, and we all wound up playing in the big leagues.
That's pretty cool. And
yeah,
that's pretty cool. And it's like ironic, right? Because I mean, it's tough to get to the big leagues. You think about that dynamic.
Oh yeah, I mean, I tell you what though, back then, I mean, you did anything to try to get to the big leagues, because in minor leagues, the fields that these guys play on today compared to what we played on back then in Appleton, Wisconsin, which was a great town. But Terry Forster went first, then Gossage, and then I went in '73, and we all wound up playing together.
Yeah, you played 73 to 84, correct?
No, I played my career, but I played in Chicago from in the organization from 70 to opening day of 77. I got traded to the Yankees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that when you got traded to the Yankees? Was that something you were happy about at the time?
Oh man, I was so happy. I mean, 76 was a tough year because I think we lost 103 games with the White Sox. And Yankees were in the World Series. They got beat by Cincinnati, but before that, in '73, when I got called up, I went to a Chicago Bulls game, and these 4 guys came and sat down in front of me. And one of the guys I was with said, "Hey, you know who that guy is right there?" And I go, "No." He goes, "That's George Steinbrenner. You want to meet him?" So I tapped him on the shoulder, and I said, "Mr. Steinbrenner, my name's Bucky Dent. I'm the shortstop for the Chicago White Sox." And he goes, "I've been trying to get you, kid." Well, about 4 years later, it happened, and my dream came true, because I really wanted to play with the Yankees. I love Mickey Mantle.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, did you and Mickey become friendly while you were on the team?
I was around Mickey. I did his fantasy camps, Mantle and Ford fantasy camps. And the first time I ever met him, Gossage and I made the '75 All-Star team, and it was in Milwaukee. And we were going out to dinner that night and just talking and shooting a breeze. And I opened the door to the restaurant, and Goose stopped. And I said, "What's the matter?" He goes, "Look." And I looked around the corner, and it was Mantle and Billy Martin was standing at the bar, and both of us were like, we couldn't say anything, but because he was in awe. He was the captain of the American League team that year.
Sure. Yeah. One of the greats, obviously, it's,
yeah. But then you go over there, I mean, you go over there, and, the first Old Timers Day in '77 when I was there, it was Maris and Mantle and DiMaggio and Berra and Whitey Ford and, all those great guys. And I mean, you just sit there and you watch them go by, and then you sit and talk to them, and they tell stories about when they played. And it was just, it was a big thing.
I love, you could see me smiling. I love watching Adam glaze over when we talk about baseball, because Adam thinks there's 3 periods in a baseball game. So, but it's okay. I
Hey,
mean,
thanks. No, I'm glazing over. I'm doing some work on the back end over here. Come on.
No, how many touchdowns you made in a game? That's
yeah. How many points?
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. There's my man right there. Yeah.
That's a nice shot. That's why.
Where'd you get that picture?
Yeah. I'll send it to you. How much for an autograph copy of that? Huh?
Whatever you need, pal.
I don't know. You can find anything if you type in your name on Google. So look for it, Bucky.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
When you got to the opportunity also after your career was over to manage the Yankees, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's like, I know George is probably a tough boss, probably tougher as a manager than as a player, but what's your take?
Well, in '89, one of my goals was, when I retired, I had run a baseball school for 30-something years, and I played for Dick Hauser in '84 in Kansas City. And we got to talking, and I'd hurt my leg, and I didn't know if I was going to play anymore. And he said, "I think that's a good time for you to go down and manage and learn to manage in the minor leagues and do certain things, learn to handle players and, press and stuff like that." And that's what I did. In '89, when I got the call, I was so excited. But the Yankees were like they were in a bad cycle then. They didn't have a whole lot of really good players. We traded quite a few of them away. So, but it was an opportunity to manage the Yankees, and I thought, heck, I gotta do this. So I went up in '89, and you don't do very well, you ain't going to stay around very long. But I love managing New York. I love the Yankees. I love George Steinbrenner. I look at it as a great opportunity and something that I wanted to do, and I got a chance to do it.
Yeah, it was tough to see Hank pass away a couple of weeks ago. Such a young
Yeah.
age.
Yeah, such a good guy, and I was telling the story on my podcast that I had a chance to go to Dominican with him and Woody Woodward. They were opening up a Yankee baseball school, and we got to spend 3 days over there, and we had a lot of fun. Talked a lot of baseball, good baseball man, and just had a good time.
Yeah. Buck, you got a podcast that you're doing now with Yankees Magazine. You want to tell us a little bit?
Yankees Magazine. We started it, and I did my 6th one yesterday. We did Andy Pettit and had a great interview with him, and him telling all the stories. And
YankeesMagazine.com?
Yeah, YankeesMagazine.com.
Let's check that out. Andy's a great guy. I know he's down at camp a lot, and he was down there this year actually with the women's camp. So
he's a super guy, and to hear him tell stories. Actually, I pulled him off his bulldozer. He has a big ranch down there, and I said, he was on his bulldozer, and he got off to do the podcast, and he's telling some great stories, about Jeter and the Core Four, and I asked him, how'd you get the name of the Core Four? And he goes, to tell you the truth, I really don't even know, but he's a super guy and a lot of fun to talk to.
I always feel bad. I'll just throw this in there because Mike Fury is going to mention this later. We always feel bad that they got that name. I feel like Bernie Williams was kind of left out when it was the Fab Five turned into the Core Four. I don't think Bernie gets enough credit for that era of Yankee baseball.
Well, actually, Andy mentioned that. He says actually we were the Core Four, but really it's 5 because of Bernie. And Bernie had played for me in the minor leagues in '89 in AAA, and he was young and very raw then. But a few years later, he blossomed into just a tremendous player, and he was a guy that was big time. He did a lot of great things for the Yankees. But Andy, talked about the Core Four, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm going to check that out. Now it's every 2 weeks, YankeesMagazine.com.
Yeah, Deep to Left. It's called Deep to Left with Bucky Dent. Yeah. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm still learning, like doing these podcasts and things like that, but it's a lot of fun talking to guys about their careers and them telling stories. You try to pull things out of them that, they don't talk about all the time. And, it's just been a lot of fun.
Maybe we'll do that one day. We'll get you on with Tommy and some other former Yankee greats, and you guys could all just chat, and we'll sit back and watch.
Well, Tommy John's got some great stories, just playing with him. And, I missed him in Chicago. He had got traded when I signed with the White Sox. I missed him there, but got a chance to play with him with the Yankees, and tremendous competitor, great pitcher. Loved playing behind him because he worked fast, and I knew I was going to get a lot of work that night, ground balls, but just love, being around him.
Yeah. Bucky, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you supporting Hometown.
You're welcome. Anytime. Good luck, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Buck.
Hey, Bucky, before you leave, can you just shout out Audrey? She's a very big fan, and she wants that for a Mother's Day gift. Would that be okay?
Oh, yeah. I think I see it right here. For Audrey's mom. Her mom is Audrey.
No, this is Joe. Joe's mom is Audrey. So she
Joe's mom is Audrey. And I just want to wish her a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks, Buck.
You got it, man. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go, everybody. Bucky Dent. There we go. All right. Nice interview. What a great guy. And everybody who's been on is awesome. I know we got some folks waiting. I can see Bill Francis because he's backstage waving right now. But he can't see it. Can we bring Bill in for 2 seconds to say hello?
Hopefully his microphone is working today. So
just bring him in for 2 seconds. We're going to – hey, Bill. Bill, what are you doing?
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, what are you sniffing?
We don't what is that?
All you Bucky Dent fans out there, I got the last Bucky Dent candle with a wonderful scent.
Nice.
And if you want it, the last one in creation will take bids for USA Hometown Heroes to buy the candle, and he'll sign it.
Does it smell like Bucky Dent?
Seriously, it was a
Oh,
Oh, and there goes Bill.
and there goes Bill.
Timing, because we're waiting on Ryan Carnes, of course. Ryan, General Hospital, movies, you name it. Ryan's. We're gonna talk to Ryan about all his new bride. We got Ryan right now. Go bring him in. There he is.
Hey guys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Ryan.
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. I'm just having a nice little chuckle at Bill just poof disappearing.
It's funny, you know what? I'm watching you backstage, and you know, Bill's talking, and boom, he's away, and I see you like laughing your ass off, and I'm like, we got to bring this guy on right now, you know?
He's not technologically savvy, so
every week, Bill has an issue with his phone, his computer, his microphone, and while he's sniffing a candle, he basically went out like a candle. So
Yeah, it's just not ever having been on the show before and hearing you guys set up the fact that Bill has sound issues every week, and then he comes on and then he just disappears.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
it's typical, Ryan. This is what we deal with, but it's all right, you know. And we're so glad you can join us. We're just trying to kind of keep relevant during this thing. You're in California?
I'm in California. Yes.
How are you guys faring right now? You all right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, who really knows, right? I mean, this kind of seems to be the consensus. But I don't live down in the city. Last year, I moved up to the mountains, and little did I know what was on the horizon. But I got to tell you, I'm really grateful for the timing of my move, because I live in the mountains. It's less populated. You know, things are a bit more relaxed, and I got nature around me, and go outside, get some fresh air, and you know, just sort of wait this thing out.
Yeah. Well, we're all home, and we're glad you can join us at home. I just saw Bill pop in and pop out again, just so you know. So we're still trying to figure it out.
Love it.
I know a lot of your fans are going to want to hear about General Hospital. You've been on since 2004.
Well, no, that's so. I first was on General Hospital in 2004 as Lucas Jones, and I was on there for about a year, I think, give or take, and then Desperate Housewives happened.
Right.
And then a pilot for NBC happened after that. Nobody ever saw it because it didn't get picked up. But right about at the year mark of General Hospital, I started getting really busy with some other stuff. And so I had to step away from the show. And they recast the character, recast the role. And I think, I don't know how much longer that character was on the show. And then eventually I think the character took a bit of a hiatus from the canvas. And then in end of 2013, early 2014, something around there, they reached out to my reps and said, hey, we're going to bring the character back to the show. Is Ryan interested in coming on and reprising the role? And at the time, you know, it was good timing for me, because I was floating around doing films here and there, but I wasn't contractually obligated to any other show. So I said, yeah, I'll absolutely come on. I can't commit to a contract, but I'll come on and recur. Right. And so I've been popping in and out since then, since late 2013. And this past year has been kind of a big year for the character. There's been a lot of stuff going on with the storyline, and I think for the Lucas Jones fans out there, I think it made everybody really happy that there was some drama and intrigue around that character.
I used to watch General Hospital when I was a kid, and my mother used to force me to watch it. I'd say that, but when you're a kid, the last thing you want to do is watch soap operas, but then you get sucked into the characters. So I think my mother still religiously watches, any soaps that she was into. But you've got so much else going on besides. I want to talk about your musical career. You got a movie out now. Now I'm going to screw this up because my Spanish. It's La Bona del Valentina.
Close.
Help me out.
La Bona de Valentina.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you said.
Exactly what I said, Ryan. We gotta. Can we play a clip?
absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, shoot it up. You got sound here?
El güero aguantó 10, ¿eh? Aguantó 10, ¿eh? El güero aguantó 10.
That's me.
electrical shocks in Mexico could be so much fun. Su madre. Hasta es su madre. Chinga su madre, pendejo.
Oh boy.
Hey, Medico. Medico. Tu mama es puta.
There's a lot of drinking and shouting in that movie, but
Yeah, that's basically the whole movie, just drinking and shouting.
which is what we're doing right now. So
Yeah,
it works.
exactly.
We forgot to tell Ryan that he needed a drink for the show, so that's our fault.
Oh man, well, you know what? I've got some good old down home Mountain Valley spring water right here. I don't know. Maybe they'll sponsor the show.
No, the reason, and can you skip? Well, Adam's got him in order, so no, you can. I was gonna say there's a reason. Adam had loaded some stuff up before. The reason why Ryan looks like he does and I look like I do, and maybe you can. You got that, Adam? Yeah. Are these? Is this real, Ryan? What are we doing here? How do you get abs like this?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a lot of hard work. I have a fantastic trainer here in LA named Eric Fleischman, aka Eric the Trainer, and that picture on the left there was, I think that was close to the time that I was preparing to go down and shoot the cover of Men's Health, which is on the right. So he just whipped me into shape, and it definitely takes a lot of dietary discipline, and definitely no alcohol during during a phase like that. And it's funny you say, am I for real? Because on the right, it's kind of funny. They, for some reason, you can pretty clearly see that they did some Photoshop work on the right side of my abs.
You put that back up, Adam.
I could definitely put that back. Yeah.
Is that painted on, Ryan? Are you admitting that these abs are?
Well, here's the thing.
Because
you can tell. You can see on the right side, it's like it looks different than the left side, and I don't know why, but that's what they did, and that's how it came out. So
they did a little Kim Kardashian on you,
Adam.
Yeah.
Adam is getting ready to shoot a cover of Men's Health as well. He's got a 9mm. Was going to go outside and use it for target practice. That's the closest he's going to come to shooting a cover for Men's. I'm kidding, obviously, but
I've got a copy I can send you, Adam.
Can we
no problem. Please sign it, and I'll definitely give it to my wife or my 2-year-old daughter.
You're making me feel fat. Can you remove that photo? I just Ryan's putting us to shame. I would get up right now and show you my abs, Ryan, but I can't get up. I've gained about 19 pounds with the COVID-19.
Yeah, and I felt like being like Ryan tonight and wearing the black V-neck shirt too. So I mean that's how it is,
So, can you please pull that down?
Hold on, I'm trying.
You're making me feel bad over here. Ryan, you've got a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, the Desperate Housewives. We talked about General Hospital a little bit. The movie that we just played a clip. This is out now, correct?
It is, yeah. It's available on Amazon Prime. I think there's some DVDs out there somewhere. It's also available on a streaming service. Oh gosh, this is terrible. I'm gonna no, that's a fruit. Hold on. I'm gonna remember the name of it. You know what?
It's okay.
I haven't been drinking, but I feel like I have. It's on another streaming service. Let me think of the name of it, and I'll get back to you guys.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just drawing a
blank. No, it's okay. It'll hit you like at the end of the interview, and then we'll plug it right then and there. You've also got a cameo in a movie out with is it Dolph Lundgren?
Dolph Lundgren, yeah. Dolph Lundgren, Chuck Liddell, Danny Trejo, Quentin Rampage Jackson. I mean, there's quite the lineup of action hero kind of guys, fighter guys.
Yeah, that's a session.
Acceleration.
Acceleration. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
It happens when you're doing this and not drinking the water. But you got now. I don't know if you know Justin Biltonen from Three Doors Down. He's going to be on the show next. Now he's obviously a famous musician. Three Doors Down. He's got a solo career, but you are a pretty good musician yourself. And I think we have myself. And I think we have. Thank you. It's all right. We could edit this later. We're going to start a band. Me, you, and Justin. We have a little clip of you playing the drums. I think over here.
Oh, all right.
see you. It's hard to see you through the singers here. Tell me about your musical career.
Yeah. So, well, look, music's actually my first love, and it's cool to get to be on the show with Justin today, as it is and was Bucky Dent. I mean, I'm really honored to be in the company of those two guys, and you guys as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a huge Three Doors Down fan, actually. I'll confess. And that goes back to the first album that they released, and I've been hard rock has kind of always been my thing. It's what I started listening to when I was a kid first, and it's what I've always liked to play the most as a drummer. And like I said, music's my first love, and I just kind of acting I kind of stumbled into because I took an acting class in my first year of college and loved it, and then got asked to audition for a play, and it just kind of happened. I liked it, and I moved to LA, and that was it. Music, I didn't really have anybody to I didn't know that it was when I was a kid growing up in a small town in Illinois, I didn't know that it was like a whole other world to me. I didn't know that it was even possible to make a living as like a musician or an actor. And it was only because there was a manager from LA who kind of took me under his wing and championed me and said, you can do this. You could be an actor. You've got potential. Nobody did that for me as a musician. If they had, I probably would have chosen music over acting, because it's the thing I think that's always felt like it resonated the deepest in my heart and in my soul. So about 5 years ago, after kind of just putting the drums away for about 10 years and just not really playing, I made a deal with myself, because I recognized how important music really is to me, and how much I was missing not playing it, not collaborating with other musicians. So I said, okay, the deal is I'm going to go out and I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to find musicians to collaborate with, whether it's just jamming, whether it's making a band, whatever. And I did that. And I met the lead singer of a rock and roll band at a party for a mutual friend, and we jammed. And a couple weeks later, their drummer and bassist left, and I stepped in as the drummer. And we were together for about a year until the lead singer and guitarist, they broke up. And so the band broke up. And then from there, I just, I started playing with another project and then another project. And, one of them, we cut a demo, and then the bassist left, and the singer had a kid. And, I think it's the nature of the music world. Justin can probably attest to this. But about the last year and a half, I've been playing with this incredibly talented singer-songwriter rocker named Vanessa Silberman. And Vanessa and I, fortunately, during this time, we've played some shows over the past year on both coasts.
There's
and
Vanessa right there.
hey, what's up, Vanessa? We've been using this time to just work remotely. We're having virtual writing sessions. She'll send me a riff, and I'll put a beat to it, and I'll send her a beat, and she'll put a riff to it, and she'll send me songs that she's got, and we'll just start going back and forth and kind of fine tuning things and finding, mining the song. And I'm super stoked to get to work with her. She's an incredible talent and an incredible human, and has an incredible work ethic. And we're looking forward to when all this is lifted and we can get back to playing shows again. Actually, there's a new single out today that Vanessa released called Back in the Day. And it's kind of an anthem that talks about the simpler times, when we were younger and had fewer concerns, but also we're able to just kind of see the truth in life that I think it oftentimes as adults gets clouded for various reasons. So
Sure.
We're proud of it. And it's out today on Spotify, iTunes, all those usual places where you find music. So
they'd find under Vanessa, right? So how would they find that?
Yeah, Vanessa Silberman, Silberman.
There you go.
So that's the name of the band.
All right. I got Bill Francis is throwing he's finally, can we bring Bill in for 1 second so Ryan can say hello?
And Ryan, before we bring in, this whole time, Bill keeps on smelling a candle, but I have no idea what candle it is, but let's see what it is.
So,
Hey, Ryan.
What's up, Bill?
I can't hear Ryan, but that's okay. As long as he can hear me. Now, look, guys, I can hear you guys. I have a Bucky Dent candle, and I have a Ryan Carnes candle. They smell fantastic. They discontinued it, and there's only a couple in the whole world. So if anybody out there wants to bid on a Ryan Carnes candle, we will have him sign it personally and get it to you. And you have to.
The Ryan Carnes candle smells like Bucky Dent, and the Bucky Dent smells like Ryan Carnes, just so everybody knows.
Well, they smelled fantastic, and there's limited. I know Ryan knows this, but look at this. Where is it? Well,
where did you get these?
Yeah,
there was a company called, well, they still exist, Shining Souls Candle Company. Very, very good candles. And here's Bucky. Look, here's Bucky's. And there's none left. They discontinued it. So, Ryan, if you would be so kind as to, if somebody bids on it, we'll get for you to sign it, and then maybe even get a ticket to one of your shows, your musical shows. That'd be awesome. We're delayed, huh?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Ryan. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. We'll come back to Bill.
All right, Bill.
Come back to Bill.
People bid on it. USA Hometown Heroes bid on these. Bye.
You gotta love Uncle Bill over here, you know? I mean,
I need Bill to be my full-time hype man. Bill, I want you to let's just hang out and walk around, and you can just be my hype man.
Ryan, could you imagine he shows up to one of your shows and has a bag of candles? I mean, amazing. I mean, what guy shows up? Uncle Bill with candles, you know?
I kind of like the Uncle Bill comic relief that's been going back and forth. It's kind of funny, actually.
I do like it. So,
Ryan, what do you have else coming up that you want to promote? Anything going on?
We'll see. We'll see what happens with when this all gets lifted and what's going on with the storyline over GH, and maybe Lucas Jones will be active over there again. I'm not sure what's coming down the pipe over there. Other than that, Acceleration, like you mentioned, is out on DVD. It's on Amazon Prime and VOD. And beyond that, there's a bunch of things I'm working on right now. In addition, I mean, obviously the stuff that I'm doing with Vanessa, we're going to have one song coming out per month for the rest of the year, leading up to the release of the full-length record. And Vanessa and I are working on something right now. We're working on a song that we can both sing together and co-write. So that's pretty exciting. And then we may spin off a side project from what we're doing and do something a little different with that too. And hey, there it is. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Out today. And other than that, man, I'm writing a lot right now. I'm developing some projects. So none of those are really far enough along to talk about. They're just not there yet. But I'm super excited to be writing, and I'm collaborating with a couple of other industry folks who are very successful and who I'm really humbled to be working with, and I'm definitely excited about all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think if we ever get to come out of hiding, it's going to be a good second half to 2020, or maybe a good 2021. We'll see.
Yeah. Ryan, as my question to you, we everybody's talking about what they have been doing, or what they were doing before quarantine. What's like your day to day? Are you bored? Are you just working on your music, doing everything?
Yeah. So, I'm actually, I don't get bored. I know that may sound weird. But I just don't get bored. I used to get bored when I was younger, but I think now there are enough things that I enjoy doing, and I actually really like being alone. I'm a bit of an introvert and a bit of a loner. So, this time for me has actually been really fruitful in a lot of ways. And I got a good routine. I wake up every day and meditate, write a little bit. My trainer, whom I mentioned, Eric Fleischman, he does Zoom workouts every single day for free. Anybody who wants to join. And so I've been doing those, if not daily, most days. Been writing, been working on music with Vanessa. Been playing my drums, got my drums set up upstairs, got a little drum room set up going. Been doing that, and watching a lot of Netflix and movies and studying the craft and just relaxing when I can. Because that's the other thing too. I started off this period of time thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a productive period of time. I've got free time now to do all the things that I say I never have time to do.
Yeah.
And then I found at a certain point, I was putting so much pressure on myself to do all those things that it actually started being a little bit counterproductive. Because what we're all experiencing right now is a lot of collective uncertainty, and I think it's stressful on a level that we may not necessarily be consciously aware of. And I think I reached a point where I had to go, okay, I got to chill out a little bit and just sort of slow down and relax more and just sort of treat myself to having the space that I don't usually have to enjoy simple things. So that's been it for me.
That's awesome.
We'll get through it. I know it's different for everybody. And, one day you and I, my friend, will go. I know you said you were just a little while ago, you're a big Three Doors Down fan. And I just see Justin Biltonen here. Why don't I bring Justin in just to say hello really quick? And I figured, can you bring Justin up really quick?
Absolutely.
Let me say hi. Justin Biltonen,
Hey.
Ryan.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Justin, what's up, man?
How's it going?
How are you, brother?
Good.
Good.
How you guys doing?
We're just wrapping up with Ryan, but I promised him we'll come out to a Three Doors show at one of these. Actually, I'd like to go to one of Justin's shows because Justin's got some amazing country music, which he's going to play tonight. But we'll go out when we're out of this funk, Ryan. We'll go out and we'll go to a nice rock show or a country show. All right, bud?
That'd be amazing. Let's do it. And Justin, I'm looking forward to checking out your solo stuff, man. I haven't heard it yet, so I'm looking forward to hearing you play, and I'll check it out. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, I appreciate it. It's good to meet you too.
Ryan, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thanks,
for
Brian.
having me,
Keep in
guys.
touch, okay?
Will do. Thanks.
You
Take
got
care.
it. You're welcome.
Ryan Carnes, everybody. Ryan Carnes, great guest. Justin, how you been?
Good, man. How you guys been?
Good. I see your quarantine. You got the quarantine do going on like everybody else.
It's coming in pretty good.
What have you been doing this whole time in quarantine? You just writing or hanging out? What are you doing?
A little bit of writing. I've been doing these live streams quite a bit. Just kind of getting on and playing music as much as I can, whatever way possible. I just put out a new song too, so that's been doing a lot with that. Contacting radio stations pretty much every day, trying to get them to play it, and working on the house, trying to work out, trying not to drink too much, and just watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, no, it's the same for everybody. I know you guys. I actually talked to a good friend of ours just the other day. Kevin Carter and I had a little catch-up conversation. So it's fun. Nobody's touring, everybody's home, and I figure this is a good time for you to write. But it must be nice to be off the road too for a bit.
Yeah, it is nice. With Three Doors, we don't travel as crazy as we used to. So I usually fill in our time off the road with my shows on the road. So I'm gone a lot, and this is the most I've been home in probably 7 years, at least 7 years. And it's cool. Just hearing Ryan just a few minutes ago, like I totally agree with that, like the weird kind of pressure. Like I was feeling it today. Like I got done doing some stuff around the house, and then I had this tonight, and I was going crazy for the past 3 hours because I keep thinking I need to be doing something. Like, I need to be working, I need to be doing something. And even though we've had this downtime, I feel like I haven't really fully let myself rest. And I think that's kind of the same thing with a lot, like anybody that's creative, like with his stuff, acting, doing anything that we're into creative wise, we still kind of have that pressure in the back of our minds and we need to be working and doing all this stuff and creating and making content and doing all that shit. And
Yeah.
But
there's still a lot of that stuff where you're just like, all right, it's fine that I'm not doing anything for the next 4 hours.
Right. Well, you're welcome to join us. We're here every Friday at 7 p.m. Maybe you could be our house band for the quarantining future. But for those folks that don't know, Justin, you're down in Nashville, right?
Yeah, outside of Nashville.
And you've been touring with Three Doors Down for I don't know how many years it is now that we've known each other. But you got a solo project out. It just self-titled, Justin Biltonen. And I got to tell the audience, and I don't sound like a puss, but Justin had texted me a while back when he released one of his songs, and man, I was literally in the car and I had a tear because when I heard that, not that the song is sad, but because when I heard the song, my friend had released this amazing piece of art, and I went, I'm just so impressed. Like I'm always so impressed with your talent. And I think that everybody needs to hear what you have going. I know you're going to play a song for us tonight, but your solo career, you talked a minute ago about calling radio stations. I mean, it's still the same grind, getting your songs out there, right?
Yeah. It's way different than running around with 3-doors and stuff, because they're clearly established. But definitely kind of going back to my roots with this whole thing, because no matter where you are with it, no matter what band you're coming from or whatever you're doing, like, you still got to get out there and build a fan base, and you gotta work for it. And it's just like anything; nobody's just gonna come hand it to you. So whenever I travel, I throw everything in the truck and I go and play for whoever will listen. And it's the same with the music. Like, there's so many amazing people putting music out every single day that you really gotta work. You gotta stay on top of talking to people, reminding people that you got songs out, and hit up radio stations just like you would, and tell your fans to call radio stations and request the songs. And
a lot of people probably, on the outside think that it's very easy, since you have an established relationship and, touring group with 3 Doors Down, that it's going to be really easy for you to, get your own solo project off the ground.
Yeah.
So
some of it gives you a little bit of a leg up on some of that stuff. Got a fan base that, like, by the grace of God, is really into what I'm doing, which is really cool. And, so there's a few tools there that are useful, instead of just completely starting from nobody even knows my name. But at the end of the day, you still got to build it.
Yeah, I think once the audience hears it, they're going to understand that you're going to be the next big country star when I hear. But I'm going to really quickly get into you've done so much, and you've helped out Hometown Heroes so much over the years, and you're a charity guy. But beyond that, you're just a talented, forget musical artist. I got a couple photos here. Justin made a couple guitars for us over the years, and just show the artwork. There's Justin. Now, you really can't see the guitar there, but get the next picture here. You can kind of see. Oh, where'd it go? I don't do the board, Justin, so don't yell at me. Adam does that. You got the photo of the guitar up there? I want to show the artwork that Justin, there it is. There's one of them. That's the first year guitar Justin had carved for Hometown Heroes. And then you got another one that we did 2 years in a row. If Adam can find that one. But you do such great leather work too, for leather and carving, Anchor and Field.
Yeah. I haven't done as much here recently because I'm still trying to get my little workshop set up at the house. But been doing that for a long time. It's
such cool stuff. You got the other guitar, Adam? Can you throw that up there?
Yeah, I'll throw that up there. No problem.
It was such a cool design. I can't thank you enough for helping out Hometown Heroes over the years and helping us raise money. And that was back during Sandy. We were trying to. That's a really cool design there. In fact, the girl who won that, Justin, her name is Alex English. And she is an artist herself. She's a very, very talented musician, and she couldn't have been happier to win that guitar because she actually uses it while she's. In fact, there's Alex, right? Well, there's a fat me. Ryan Carnes can laugh at me and get me on a diet after this show, but there's a fat me and an Alex English right there with the guitar. So, and
she was fantastic at that show that we did in Howell, raising money that year. So yeah,
very cool.
Very cool. I know you got a single out just now.
Yeah, just put it out last week. I've been playing it on the road quite a bit since October, and it's really the first song that I got to kind of test in an audience, and really proud of it. And then all this stuff happened, and the lyrics kind of made sense for what was going on, and I was planning on putting it out anyways, but it made sense to put out right now. So got it going, and here we are.
This will be your big, I don't want to say big internet television show debut. So you play for us tonight?
Yeah, I can play. Yeah. I should have said, that sound all right?
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
worth hanging on to. Good or bad these days, it's easier to throw away. Tried and true, it ain't what it used to be. Can't hold the hands of time, no matter how hard you try. That don't mean that time's your enemy. 'Cause life gets better as the years go by. Like this truck, it might be wore out, covered in dust, but it still runs. It still runs. These boots, they're a long shot from being brand new, but some things worth hanging on to. Like Grandpa's rifle, Mama's Bible, and a love like yours and mine didn't happen overnight. It took breakdowns that didn't break us up. It takes work to make it work, and we both have a lot to learn. And I promise you I'll keep holding on to this truck. Might be wore out, covered in dust, but it still runs. It still runs. These boots, they're a long shot from being brand new. Some things are worth hanging on to. Like Grandpa's rifle, Mama's Bible, and you. Yeah. So Shelley, my last name in the Bible verse that found. Some things are worth hanging on to. This truck, it might be wore out, covered in dust, but it still runs. It still fires right up. Yeah, these boots, they're a long shot from being brand new, but some things are worth hanging on to. Yeah, some things I'll always hang on to. Grandpa's rifle, Mama's Bible, and you. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Cool. No. Think you're muted, Mike.
Mike, you got to unmute.
Look at that technology. Nice job, Justin.
Justin, that was fantastic. That was amazing. Amazing. Great song.
You got Ryan.
Catchy.
Ryan was just like, Ryan's still there. You should bring him back in.
Yeah. Ryan is shedding a tear. He's crying in the background.
All right, Ryan just disappeared.
Oh, Ryan disappeared.
Justin, I'd ask you where you're going to be playing next, but obviously you don't know. What do you have? What's the long-term plan moving into out of this thing?
I think for at least probably another month or so, keep doing this kind of stuff. And it seems like the plan for most of the country is to kind of get stuff, small capacity opening. And I'll go play for 10 people. I don't give a shit. I'll go play for anybody that'll listen. So
well, you got Ryan, myself, and Adam right here. So we'll all come out. We're trying to get you here in Jersey. We got a couple big country stations up here. They do some summer jams on the beach.
Awesome.
Jenkins is one of them. I've been back and forth, and they're interested. They want to do a show up here. So if we can get you to Jersey, yeah, that would be cool. We'll have to hear you. And obviously back on the road with Three Doors Down too. When you guys get back there at the other again, looking forward to seeing you, my friend. I know we're probably overdue for a sushi dinner at in Nashville. So
yeah, definitely.
thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun with you guys. We're looking forward to it. You want to bring Bill in to say hello? Does he have a candle?
All right.
Comic relief.
Here we go.
We have 5 folks here. Say hi, Bill. Oh boy, never mind. All right.
Sorry, I disappeared there for a second. A phone call came in and it kicked me off.
Oh, that's all right, Ryan.
We wanted you to say goodbye, everybody. I saw you watching. Ryan was intently listening to that song, Justin, because he wants to know where he can hear that next after we get off the air here. You can go on to Spotify, iTunes, right? I listen on YouTube. Search Justin Biltonen, right?
Yep, it's everywhere that you can get music. So it's all over the place for free.
Everybody check it out. Cool. Thank you to our guests, Justin Biltonen, of course, Ryan Carnes and Bucky Dent, and of course, Bill Francis and his candles. I don't know why you don't have a Justin Biltonen candle. You got a Ryan Carnes. He can't hear us. That's fine. We will see all of you next Friday at 7 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you guys soon. All right.
Guys, hope you had a great time. Thank you so much. Peace, love, and happiness, and stay quarantined. Remember, wear those masks and stay 6 feet apart. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Night, everybody.
See you.
Thank you.